or synonymity. I want a cinnamon roll. What's up, Cambridge lovers? Welcome to my video for tips for the multiple choice listening part of the Cambridge Advanced exam. Why don't you take a break from your busy day to grab a few tips for this test. First of all, if you're not sure what to expect for the listening portion of the Cambridge test, check out my video on what to expect for the Cambridge listening portion of the test. So let's get into it. Tip 1. Oh, that's 2. Tip 1. Watch out for the same words trick. Let's pretend I'm taking the advanced exam and I'm doing the listening section. I've read question number 1 and now I'm listening to the recording for the answer. So let's say question number 1 has an answer choice, let's say B, that has the word frightening in it. While I'm listening, I hear the word frightening and I think, oh, well, there's the word frightening in listening. I see the word frightening in answer B, so answer B's gotta be correct, right? Unfortunately, it will never be that easy, especially for an exam as advanced as the CAE. If you hear a word in the recording that you see in an answer choice, this is more reason for you to be suspicious of that answer choice. So double check, read it again, watch out for this common trick. Tip 2. Same words are a problem, but synonyms are the key to doing well here. In fact, synonyms are one thing you should be listening for specifically. So let's look at an example with a listening about angry drivers. Let's look at the question first. Most revenge ragers are A. Young male drivers, B. Drivers of large vehicles, C. Inexperienced drivers, or D. People who drive little. Now, here is the excerpt from the listening. So listen and read and try to answer the question. If you need more time to answer the question, pause the video. We carried out a study recently and we found it was mainly 18 to 25-year-old men who committed acts of road rage. And these people often had criminal records, histories of violence or drug or alcohol problems. In the case of revenge ragers, people who merely fantasize about violent acts, they are more evenly spread across the age group and between the sexes. The majority, though, are low-mileage motorists, those who only average between 30 and 60 miles a week. And the people who are most likely to trigger revenge rage, the ones who cause these people to lose their temper, are inexperienced youngsters who drive quickly, elderly drivers, and drivers of big articulated lorries or vans. What do you think? Well, the answer is D. People who drive little. Why? Well, because this whole answer, the whole phrase, is synonymous with low mileage drivers. So here you can see your answer is not the same words as what you hear, but it does have the same meaning. Tip 3 is about accents. Now, a lot of my students, they tell me, Mike, the American accent is so much easier than British accents. And I'm like, I know. I agree. However, think about where the Cambridge Advanced Exam certification is really popular and accepted. Not the United States so much. We're talking all of Europe, the United Kingdom, New Zealand, Australia. So that means this test is going to have a lot of accents from these places. So part of tip 3 is, if you have trouble listening to these different accents, you need to practice listening to them every single day before you take your test. Now, I've linked a couple of websites in the description of places where you can listen to these different accents. Just listening is only the first step. For the motivated test taker, I see you, girl. I see you. I would also suggest making your own dictation. By this, I mean, as you're listening to the accent you struggle with, write or type exactly what you hear. When you come to words that you're like, what is he saying? What is she saying? Use what you've typed, use the grammar, use the context to figure it out. And if you have subtitle options, then turn them on when you're trying to find those missing words. Now I know this can become boring real quick, but just try 5-10 minutes a day. Just a few minutes. And you can always try and find movies or TV shows that have people who have the accents you struggle with. In my classes, I've used the TV show Misfits on Hulu. They all have British accents. I've used Australia, Hugh Jackman, Nicole Kidman. I've used The Devil Wears Prada, Emily Blunt. So there's lots of movies out there with accents in them. Pick something you like, something you're interested in. Make it fun. And finally, tip 4. On the note of different varieties of English, be very familiar with British vocabulary. For example, petrol for gas, car park for parking lot, the queue for the line, like a line you wait in, you know, the bin for the trash can. So the CAE uses a buttload of British vocabulary in the listening section. So explore this vocabulary online, but I've also included a website below in the description where you can get started. This website has a big list of the British terms with the American equivalents next to it. Study the common words that we hear every day. Now, let's review our 4 tips for today. Tip 1. Watch out for situations where you hear the same word that you see in an answer choice. Tip 2. Do listen for synonyms and synonym phrases. Tip 3. Boy, you better listen to them accents because you're gonna hear them on this test. And tip 4. Be familiar with British vocabulary because you're gonna hear that on this test too. If you need any other help with the CAE, check out my video on the open close or the sentence transformations. Thanks for listening, CAE family. Keep working and subscribe to my channel, leave some comments, let me know what you need, and I'll see you next time. Peace and prosperity.